On this episode of From the Bayou to the World, we doing frogs. Wawalon in French. So frog legs, a few different ways, and one way that we're not going to reveal till later because it's going to be the first time this has ever been done. You don't want to miss what's about to happen right now. It's all happening in my kitchen. The coffee's on. Come on in, baby. We have frogs tonight. Welcome to From the Bayou to the World. I'm Kurt. This is my kitchen. Come on in, sit down, get your cup of coffee, make yourself comfortable. We're cooking frogs tonight. So I can hear frogs. Oh man, I don't like frogs. Frogs is probably my second favorite or third favorite protein that exists. It's fantastic. So Cajuns, when they got here, they had to take advantage of everything that nature had to offer. Well, in the summertime, you just listen and you can hear those big bullfrogs croaking. They're rumbling out there. So it didn't take them long to figure out that was a great source of protein, readily available, and of course, so plentiful. And if you look at the beautiful bounty that we have, these frogs come from right across the street from where I live, right here. The courtesy of Mr. Troy Lance from Iota. He does a lot of frogging, and he always has some. He was happy to help us out and give us some of these beauties. Look at these things. It's fantastic. So look at what you get for the animal. Now, these are, of course, just the hind legs. Some people keep the backs as well, and they'll cook the backs too. But sometimes you run into a little bit of a problem with the backs because the nerves that run down the back that are responsible to make frogs jump stays live after they're dead. That nerve is still subject to exterior stimuli. So my grandmother, my mama, she didn't like cooking frogs because when she put them in the pot, the legs would jiggle, and she used to say they would jump out the pot. I don't know if they ever did, but she wasn't cooking frogs. That's about the only thing she wouldn't cook. But I love them. It's a very, very clean meat, very clean tasting, little bit of a, I'm going to call it a tang, but it's very pleasant. They're super tender, but they can be easily overcooked. They dry out. They're very lean. Okay, so if you look at the protein here, there's no intramuscular fat. Matter of fact, there's no fat at all. What you're seeing white right here is connective tissue. Okay, so it's in the joints. That's the bone. And then this is the hips. So that would also be connective tissue, tendons and that. So you can overcook them. But this is one of the proteins that you want to make sure you do cook thoroughly to about 155 to 160. So we're going to do a couple different preparations. We're going to do 3 preparations tonight. We're going to grill some on an indoor grill, and we're going to make a beautiful little, we're going to saute some in the butter and wine and garlic sauce, served over a little bit of a pasta, which is a variation of a classic French dish. And, you know, everybody fries frog legs, and they're delicious. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with fried frog legs, but we're going to do things a little bit different. And the third dish, I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to stick around because it's never been done before. This is going to be the first time this dish has ever been done, and you're going to love it. And I've never even tasted it before, but I know it's going to be good. So, hey, come on back. And we're going to get started on our first dish. We're going to grill up some frog legs. I'm going to tell you about what's in the gray colored bowl right here, and we'll talk a little bit more about them and how they came to be and how delicious they are. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Welcome back to From the Bayou to the World. I'm Kurt. Come on in. So when you were gone, we grilled some green onions here. And if you're just joining us, thank you very much. We're doing frog legs tonight, one of my absolute favorites. And I did not think our sponsors, Gilroy's Greatest Foods Makers of Louisiana Love, If you ain't cooking with Louisiana love, your frog legs ain't as good as they could be. So make sure. So we did it. We grilled some green onions, and the reason why is grilling green onions gives them another flavor. They wilt a little bit. We're going to chop these up, and we're going to incorporate them in a couple of our dishes tonight. But it's specifically this next one, which is grilled frog legs. So in this bowl, we have a simple little marinade. Excuse me. Normally, our marinades are vinaigrette, which is 2 parts oil to 1 part acid. But frog legs are a very delicate protein, and we don't want to get too carried away. So we're doing 4 parts oil to 1 part acid, which comes out to a cup of oil, a cup of olive oil, a half cup of olive oil to a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar or lemon juice or something like that. Wouldn't go with, you can use white vinegar, wouldn't go with a balsamic, anything like that. It's very strong. But they do make a white balsamic that would probably be very good with this. But look, simple. This is a little apple cider vinegar, some fresh crushed garlic, some chopped up green onions in there, and the olive oil and the vinegar. Toss it, a little bit of Louisiana love seasoning in there. Let it sit for as much as 3 or 4 hours, not any longer than that. We don't want this protein to break down. Let's get to the grill. Let's get to it. So a little indoor grill here, but you could certainly do this over a grill outside. Remember, you want to dry off your proteins before you introduce oil to them, because moisture is the enemy of browning. We want some nice browning. As soon as they hit, they stick, and that's what we want. And just let them sit right there. Look how that's pretty. They're making that nice sound we love so much, that sizzle. So how do you know when they're done? See, it don't want to release. It don't want to release. So I got it. When I'm going to grab this and turn and go to pull it, it should come right off and have some nice, beautiful grill marks on the other side. So listen, this is a thick piece of meat. There's a bone running through this. We want to get this to about 155 to 160 degrees. But even though it's thick, it's still going to cook kind of quickly. And you'll notice, of course, the thigh is a much thicker piece than the bottom of the leg going toward the foot. So once I turn them, I'm going to try and get the bottom portion, the thinner parts, away from the hottest portion of the flame, which is right here. This is the hottest portion of the grill. I'm going to try and get that away so I can get this to cook in as close to the same amount of time as possible. Obviously, the bottom's going to cook a little bit quicker than the top, than the thicker part, but that's okay. That's okay. So let's see where we are. Oh, look at that. Boy, we got us some nice little grill marks going on right here. That's beautiful. I'm going to scoot them over just like that. Just like that. Yeah. So is that the thick part of the meat? And we're going to leave them right there. I'm going to keep this marinade close because the next time I turn them, I'm going to pass them in that marinade. I want to reinforce that flavor. But come back over here. I want to tell you about something. So whenever you buy fresh herbs like parsley or basil, cilantro, anything with a stem, whenever you get them home, if you don't do something with them really quick, they're going to start to wilt in a couple of days, and then they're not going to be good. This is the easiest solution there is. Just get you a glass, put you a little bit of water in there, and drop the stems just right in there, and put it in the refrigerator. They'll last for weeks. And actually, they're going to get better because they're going to start that once these stems are cut, they start to dehydrate. They're going to rehydrate. The leaves are going to start to perk up. They're going to get greener and crispier. And then in this way, if you just need a little bit, you can take just a little bit and leave the rest alone, and it's going to last a nice long time. So that's a little tip and it works for green onions too, but green onions never last that long in my house, So we're going to take our green onions, made some nice thick slices of lemon. I'm going to put those on the grill too. Why? It changes the flavor of the lemon, and it gives a beautiful presentation. And frog legs and lemon are absolutely best friends. So while they're cooking, we're going to put us some lemon on there and let that cook with them. And while that's happening, we're going to cut these up So people say, Kurt, well, how much of the green onion do you use? Do you stop it right here at the bottom of the white part, or just when it starts to turn? Listen, I bought all of it. I'm using all of it, okay? Real simple. We're just running our knives through it. The smell. If you could just smell that incredible grilled green onion flavor. You can't smell a flavor, but you know what I mean. So just like that, cut them up. Now the bottom of the bulbs are going to be a little crunchy, and if you like that, that's fine, and I do. If you don't, you can exclude those because they're still going to be really firm. That's up to you. Whatever you want to do. That's it. Hey, listen. When you come back, we're going to move on to our second dish, which is sautéed frog legs in a little butter and wine sauce served over some pasta. It's a little uppity for frog legs, but you talk about delicious. You don't want to miss it. It's from the Bayou to the world. Come on back, man. Welcome back to From the Bayou to the World. It's frog night tonight, and we just finished our first dish with some beautiful grilled frog legs. We grilled our green onions. We grilled some lemons. It's going to be fantastic. If you see, we got our temperature right just at 160 degrees, right where we need to be. They're going to rest for a little while, and Lord, is that going to be good. Moving right along, we're going to saute some frog legs now, and we're going to make a little butter and wine sauce and serve it over some pasta. So saute means cook on high heat, okay? It's not put in a pan and wait for it to sizzle and all that stuff. That is super duper important when it comes to a lean protein like frog legs, because if I waste that time, I'm going to create steam as it heats up, and that's going to super cook this protein before it even has a chance to brown, and I need that browning. So we have our pan preheating, and remember, we talk about this all the time. Put your pan on a low fire, especially if you have a thick bottom stainless steel or cast iron pot, and let it warm up, okay? If you put it on full blast, you're going to get a hot ring, right where that flame's kissing the bottom. That's going to be super hot. The heat doesn't have a chance to dissipate throughout. This way, if you put it on a nice low fire for 5, 6, 7 minutes before you start, and then move it to high fire, you're going to have a nice heated pan that's ready to accept additional heat that we're going to need for sauteing. So you heard that the saying, on the back burner? We're moving it off the back burner. We're putting it on the front burner. So nice high fire. So the primary components of this dish is a protein, which is frog legs, butter. Thank you. A little bit of neutral oil. I'm using grapeseed oil. Use whatever oil you want, and of course some nice white wine. And then we're going to thicken it up with a little cornstarch slurry at the end, and then we're going to flavor it with some herbs. I'm using parsley. I'm using Italian flat leaf parsley because I don't want the flavor of the herbs to overpower the frog legs. I want that flavor to come through. I want them to complement. So if I'd use thyme or basil, rosemary, something like that, I run the risk of that's going to be the predominant flavors. That's not what I want. A little bit of onions, a little bit of garlic, nothing crazy. So won't get a little extra love on there. I poured some oil on them. Toss them around. Nice and coated. A little bit more than that. All right. Let's get some oil in the pan. I'm not using butter yet because my fire is very high, and that butter is going to burn. So look, you see that oil dancing? You see how that oil is dancing around? That's what you want. It's shimmering, it's moving around, and it's already starting to smoke. That's what you're looking for, okay? That's saute level heat. So we don't want to overcrowd the pan. Oh yeah, see, that's the sound you want. So just like when we grilled, look, you see him moving? That's the muscles contracting more than it is the nerve I was talking about earlier. Just like when we talked about when we were grilling, They're stuck right now. I'm not going to move them until they release themselves. That fussing and cussing and popping and hissing you're hearing right there, that is some of the moisture that's starting to be released as the muscles contract, and that's a good thing. That's what we want. Beautiful. Listen to that. Man, I did my tones, man. I got it. They're right here. So just like that, it took about 20 seconds, 30 seconds. And we already achieving a nice brown color. Look at that. Look at that. Now you notice I'm turning them in the order that I laid them down. Why? Because those few extra seconds count. Looky here, looky here. So we're gonna, now I'm gonna reduce my heat. So I already got plenty of heat, residual heat in there. I'm gonna turn my heat down a little bit because, excuse me, I don't want to blacken these things. I don't want to burn the seasoning. I want the protein from the frog legs to react and turn brown. And I want to kind of slow down the cooking process so the middle has a chance to catch up with the outside. I don't want raw frog legs in the middle, and I don't want an overcooked outside. So I'm going to just let them sit right there for a second. I'm going to wash my hands. And then the remainder of this dish, I'll put my plate right here. It's simply onions and garlic. We're going to finish with a little bit of butter and some chopped fresh parsley and some seasoning. That's it. That's the whole dish right there. Kurt, they sure does sound simple. Simple's best, and that's how you do it. So, hey, come on back. We got another segment. We have that mystery dish I keep telling you about. You don't want to miss the mystery dish. It's going to be, you've never seen this before. I don't think it's been done before, but you're going to come back. We're going to do it together. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Welcome back to From the Bayou to the World. Okay, it's mystery dish time. So we have our frog legs that we grilled, and we have our frog legs that we made this beautiful butter wine sauce that we're going to serve over pasta. Show you in the next segment. But we have one more dish that we need to talk about, and this has never been done before. So you've heard of chicken salad sandwich, huh? Frog salad sandwich. It sounds crazy, right? But it's the same principle. So all we need is some protein, which we have about 4 ounces of chopped up frog meat right here that we cooked. There was some of the leftover. We used some of the grilled and some of the sauteed. So we could use both. Or you could boil them if you want. It doesn't matter. We have some nice roasted pecans. We have our beautiful grilled green onions. And we have mayonnaise right here. And you may say, Kurt, that don't look like mayonnaise. It is. It's deconstructed mayonnaise. So we need to construct it. So in this jar, we have 1 whole egg, 1 egg yolk, a half a teaspoon of kosher salt, the juice of half a lemon, which is about 2 teaspoons. And of course, we fill the rest of it up with a neutral oil. I'm using grapeseed oil. You could use canola oil, vegetable oil. You could use olive oil if you want. I don't particularly care for olive oil mayonnaise. It's just not one of my favorites, but I do like this. So here's how we do it. It all goes in the jar. You get the stick blender. You go all the way to the bottom. Turn it on. And when it starts turning white, just work your way up. Out of it. And in about 15 seconds, you have mayonnaise. As many times as I've done this, I love it every time. Just like that. Mayonnaise. Homemade mayonnaise. So, you can see that this has a slight green tint to it, and that's because of the grapeseed oil. If you use a neutral oil, it'll be yellow. It will have that pale yellow color that you're used to in regular mayonnaise. And that's it. That's how you make mayonnaise. It couldn't be easier. So let's make some frog salad sandwiches. Frog meat. Now, the frog has been seasoned already. So I'm going to suggest that we put this together and then we taste, right? Because if we start adding seasoning right now, we could overdo it. The next biggest mistake people make when they're making salads like this is they put too much mayonnaise. So listen, look, for this amount, along with about a half a tablespoon to start, maybe just a scant more, okay? A few toasted pecans that we're also going to use in another dish, and some of our grilled green onions. Mix to combine. Never been done before. Yeah, you see, this is nice. This is what you want. You want just enough mayonnaise to coat everything so that it holds together, but not so much that it's a soup. Because as this sits, you could have liquid start to leach out of either the meat or the vegetables. And if you have too much mayonnaise, it'll turn really liquidy and soupy. Let's give that a taste. Let's see where we at. I think we. So I chopped up the meat with my knife. You could use a blender, or you could use a grinder if you want, whatever. Well, and there's some seasoning. Oh my God, this is delicious. All right, listen. Come on, I'm going to finish this up. When you come on back, we're going to have everything out for you to take a look at. What a night we had with the frogs. See you in a couple minutes. Come on back, man. Welcome back to From the Bayou to the World. We did it. Look at this. Frogs. We did grilled frogs. Beautiful grilled green onions. We did frogs sauteed in a butter and garlic wine sauce over some pasta. And the mystery dish, the dish that's never been done, first time ever, you're watching it right now, frog salad sandwiches. My youngest daughter, makes this homemade sourdough. This is homemade stuff. It is absolutely fantastic. We got to thank our sponsors, Gilbert's Greatest Foods, makers of Louisiana Love, for bringing us all this goodness. And we got to thank Mr. Troy Lance from IOTA for giving us tonight's protein. I know what I'm having for supper. I don't know what y'all doing. I'm going to take me a little bite right here. Let's see. We got crunch coming in. Oh. It's delicious. Man, is that good. So, frogs, any way you want them, give them a shot. It's a clean protein. It's accessible. It's plentiful. It's absolutely delicious. Thank you for joining us From the Bayou to the World. Come back. The door's always open. The coffee's always on. And we're going to be cooking something delicious. We'll see you next time.